Hey, this is Anney
and Samantha,
and welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio. And welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. As always, if you are choosing to drink or whatever you're choosing to do, please do so responsibly. Samantha, are you drinking anything?
I'm drinking some caffeine. Your favorite, a Diet Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry.
Oh, no, and the cherry. Wow.
I like the cherry. My favorite has been the cream soda. Not a sponsor. But also they've been kind of the safe line because I feel like both the other two major soda brands are so gross, and Diet Dr. Pepper actually is not affiliated by either. Like, they are not owned by either of them, so it feels like a safe choice.
Well, it's my enemy. If listeners don't know, I despise Dr. Pepper. It's like my number one most hated flavor.
It's quite funny.
But one time behind the scenes, they approached the other show I'm on, Savor, to be a sponsor. And I was like, are you okay with me being like outright, I don't like this, but if you like it, go get it? And we never heard back.
Because Lauren, your co-host, she likes it, right?
She likes it. And she was like, I think it could be funny. It could be a funny dynamic.
Back and forth. And the thing is, like, I'm not a huge Dr. Pepper fan. I'm not. The cream soda with Dr. Pepper actually was like my turning point because I love cream soda. I love it. I don't drink it often, but it's one of my favorite, excited, childhood giddiness, cream soda. So when they did that with the Dr. Pepper, it made sense to me. And I was like, yeah, I need to try this. And so if I have a flavored one, I'm good. Regular Dr. Pepper is not my thing, oddly. And and that's the other part, is like, usually people have really strong feelings like you do. Like, either they love it or they hate it. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm in between.
You're an anomaly.
I am, because I'm like, I like it this way, but it's not like, I'm going to probably, I used to try, go for the Diet Coke. I was a diehard of we're in Atlanta, you're in Georgia, Coke only. Mm-hmm. But they are not the greatest company in the world, so there's that.
As always, there's that. Today we have an interesting case of synchronicity. Yeah. Because
wavelengths.
Yes, Samantha had planned this Monday Mini that, if you're listening to this happy hour as it comes out, will be the next Monday Mini about sleep. Yeah. And I had actually planned this happy hour before I knew that about dreams.
So technically, because we recorded mine first, she copied me.
No.
I need that to be noted.
Nope. False. And it's interesting, too, because in that Monday Mini, you were talking about a new study about women and sleep and disrupted sleep. And I have mentioned on here before, I just like you, I'm a very light sleeper. I'm not sure I'm getting good sleep, but I dream almost every night. Do you dream a lot, Samantha?
I have been dreaming a lot more, but my dreams, and I think you and I had the theory, I have a theory about your dreaming as well, is because you're such a light sleeper. It's usually typically when I'm about to wake up, and I remember those dreams. Like, I don't remember previous dreams, but I know, as I'm starting to slowly wake up is when I remember my dreams at those points. And because I have had more and more moments of I need to wake up now. My body's telling me to wake up because now I'm used to waking up around a certain time, that I remember those dreams. And they've all been weird. One of them was with you. Actually, recently we went to Disney World, but we were in a now despised franchise themed limo with my dog.
Okay.
And the dude was like, I've never had anyone rent this limo out for this long of a time. Congratulations. And then we went, and this was also one of those dreams where I have to pee. So I dreamt that I was trying to find a bathroom the entire time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was one of those incorporated dreams, but it was all of us. Yeah. It was weird.
I'm going to have to unpack that later and see what maybe was going on in your mind.
I haven't seen any of those movies in a long time because we've all been so disheartened.
Yeah.
By she who shall not be named.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I dream pretty much every night. And I have talked about it on here before. I know it's kind of a faux pas to talk about your dreams, but I am going to talk about some tonight.
Really?
Because, yes, today, because, well, basically it's like, I think they're interesting.
Yeah.
But the general idea is people can't connect with and then I met this celebrity, but it was a dream, so.
Oh, I find people's dreams fascinating.
I do too. But I do know that is a conversation. So if you're already rolling your eyes, I'm sorry, but we're going to do it. And I think it's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Because the new study that came out was about the science behind lucid dreaming. And it was talking about how it kind of appears in the brain, like LSD or something, like drugs. And so they think that it's a kind of undiscovered pathway of how the brain works. And the science behind dreams, we're still not entirely sure what is going on there. The most prevalent theory is it's just your brain kind of cycling through any issues you might have or like memories, but we don't know. So this was kind of a new study, and I thought it was really interesting because I recently have become excellent at lucid dreaming. And not only that, I've gotten really good at dream logic, which is basically when you're in a dream and you're like, this doesn't make sense. Let's just skip this. If you want. Sometimes I like it and I don't skip it. But I have
So you control your dreams?
I can.
That's interesting.
Yes, not always, but a lot more than I used to be able to. And so this is the dream story you will get. One of my recent dreams, my brain, I think it was my brain, was trying to teach me a lesson. And it essentially, like, I had this dream where I would go through different scenarios and I would get to the end and it would stop. And my brain, we'll say, was like, where did you go wrong? Let's revisit this. And I would do it again. And I would try to take in the lessons that I have learned.
You're critiquing yourself in your own dream? There's so many things to do. Keep going.
So like the big one that I thought, I actually woke up and I was like, you right. I get it.
Brain, you're correct. Thank you for teaching me this lesson.
All right. I know, but okay.
Wow.
Was essentially it boiled down to I kept trying to not ask for help. And so I made things like way worse. Like if I had just said, hey, I can't do this. It's going to put me out of my way. I actually don't have a car. I don't drive. So I'm going to have to walk there. Like it was a bunch of stuff like that. And then the brain, it would stop and be like, all right, let's try it again. Then I got annoyed though. And so I started fast forwarding through the playthrough.
So when you're fast forwarding, is it like when you see like the old school, you press it with the little blurry line, they're speed talking?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, I don't want to do this again. I got it.
Moving on. Get to the good part.
My lesson has been learned. Thanks. But it's really interesting because I can just recognize it's a dream and I can do whatever I want to an extent. And I was intrigued by this whole premise. I was like, okay, tell me what it is.
What did I do wrong here?
Don't make me go through it again. I learned my lesson. Well, that's the thing is actually one of the lessons was you already know this and you keep making these mistakes anyway. So, got my number.
I'm really intrigued because I'm like, have you ever had an experience like the It's a Wonderful Life type of scenario? Have you lived that out?
Like a different life and then woken up?
Like what would have happened if, and then like you see it as the spectator, but it's actually a dream, and then you can hang back and you make the choices. And
Not like that, but yes, I can. Yeah. So sometimes I'll be in a dream and I don't like what happened in it. So I'll go back and I'll be like, we're not going to do
fantasy.
that. Yeah.
That's a book plot. That is intriguing.
It's really interesting because I don't, as far as I know, I don't wake up. It's just like a part of my mind is aware, and I'll decide. I'm like, I don't like where this is going. We're going to go back this way. Sometimes
back it up.
Sometimes it's terrible, but I like it because I like The Last of Us.
So you have a dream. Like, I have a lot of dreams of like people trying to find me, trying to get me, and I see them from afar, and I'm having this plan of like hunkering down and running away, and then I can't run. You like those scenarios? That's where I would panic.
Sometimes, but we've also discussed this. I'm actually frequently not in my dreams. So sometimes it's like a movie where I'm just like, oh, I'm watching a horror movie right now, and I'm not in it, so I don't have to feel super worried.
With a new plot, because you've never seen this.
Yes. And that is another thing that I have that I don't think too many people have, but I have a continuing. Yeah. I have continuing dreams. So they're like seasonal. So like, a TV show goes off season and like, okay.
Yeah, like you named it seasonal.
Well, that's what it feels like. It feels like next time on Annie's Dream.
What have you said that? Do you know when the finales are?
You can get a sense. You can get a sense.
See, I have repeated dreams where like the same scenarios happen with different circumstances, but with the same people, or like it's like I think about the family that I nannied for. Like I constantly dream of them more than any other work, which is weird to me. I constantly dream that I'm back being a nanny. I constantly dream like these, like that happens, but it's always different in scenario.
Yeah. I used to have recurring dreams a lot. I don't have those much anymore. But when I was really young and stressed, I had them a lot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting because that feels like your brain being really stuck on.
I'm for some reason really traumatized by that. And it wasn't the worst experience. Like my worst experiences happened with like DFACS, or Department of Children and Family Services. So those should be the nightmares, I would think. But they're not. Right. And I hate having work dreams. Anything that's really related to like work stuff really bother me, even if it's not a big deal.
I don't like it either. I really like dreams and I like dreaming. And so if I have a work dream, I'm just annoyed because I'm like, I could be having a Star Wars dream right now and we're doing this. This is bullshit.
I need to ask someone, if anybody's listening that can interpret dreams, I constantly have dreams about my contact lens coming out. And when I try to put it back in, they're so giant, like the size of my head. But I'm like, no, once I put it in my eyes, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be perfect.
Interesting.
That's not my teeth falling out, not that's the dream that I have the most of, outside of like I can't fly or I can't run.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Giant contacts. Trying to put those in my eyes.
I'm going to think about this.
I need someone to tell me.
I'm going to think about this.
So in the study, what does it mean when you have these lucid dreams?
Well, honestly, the study was mostly like, look at what the brain is doing. This is new. This is very different than anything we've ever seen. And it's very new. So I don't think they had anything other than we need to do more research because clearly this is different than what we thought it was.
Yeah.
But I was interested in the timing of it because this is a newish thing for me. I used to be able to lucid dream, but it was very rare. And now I can do it pretty often. And I have a friend who just started, I wouldn't say lucid dreaming, but she recognizes dream logic. So she can be like, you know what? I don't like this item. Let's change it to this item and it will change. And so I'm wondering about the timing of, is it that we're talking about it more or thinking about it more? Or is it something else? Because when the pandemic first started, we had a different conversation about, because I was having really intense dreams then.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some studies that were coming out about like the anxiety and the stress and all of that. The pandemic was causing people's dreams to change. And so I'm curious if there's any relationship between those things. Because this is definitely a new thing for me. But yeah, the study was mostly like, this is weird. We should look into it more. But it's like something in the brain lights up that they weren't expecting.
That's fascinating.
I know. I'm very interested in it. I'm also curious because we've talked about this briefly before, but I believe you have experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
It's awful. It's the worst. At certain points in our life, and I wonder if there's because sleep paralysis usually happens when you wake up and your body doesn't think you're supposed to be awake. Like it still thinks it's asleep, and it's horrible if you've never experienced it. But I wonder if it's almost related to that phenomenon of maybe I'm more awake than I think I am, and I'm doing these, making these decisions or lucid dreaming or whatever. I don't know. I would be very curious. I have started a dream journal. I mentioned it forever ago, but I've kept it up, and it's
okay.
I really like it. And you do remember your dreams better if you keep a dream journal. Like this brain lesson one was months ago, but I remember. Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, who knows? Who knows what I'll dream tonight? I wish I could
Can you set yourself up into like, this is what I want to dream tonight?
Yes, I can. It doesn't always work, but I can do that. And especially if I like wake up in the middle of the night and I was having a dream that was like so, I can be, you know what I want to do? I want to go back in, but I want it to do this. It will do what I was thinking. Interesting. Yeah. If it wasn't such a Black Mirror sounding idea, I wish I could record my dreams and like look back at them later.
It's probably a good thing you can't. I feel like there could be a level of disappointment when you realize.
Yes.
What?
Oh, that wasn't as cool as I thought it was. Yeah. For sure. But still, I would be interested.
It is interesting. It's an interesting concept too.
It is. But I do love it, and I look forward to it. And sometimes I get excited, and then I can't sleep.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I have nothing to add to that.
I'm like, please go to sleep. I need to dream.
Oh no. I'm too excited.
Yeah. Anyway, I would love to hear from listeners. I am intrigued in learning more about dreams. So if you would like to contact us, you can email us at hello@stuffwhatevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Bobso Podcast or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff One Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.